we're getting ready to pull the engine. I'm going to show you everything we've done up to this point and to get it ready to get the hoist rigged and pull it out. We have unplugged all the wiring from the transfer case. I think we're going to try and unbolt this with a transmission jack, maybe take the transfer case out first, I'm not sure. We're going to take the whole transmission with the engine. We're going to try at least. Obviously drive shafts are both out because we need to have access to the transfer case to be pulled out. Engine oil's drained, probably should drain the transmission fluid. So up here, from left to right, we unplugged the AC. Obviously this whole front clip came off, headlights are off. We pushed the wiring harness that runs across it down. All the throttle linkage from the throttle body is out. We pulled the ECU harness from the glove box. There's a boot there, and you can get access to it from the glove box. You drop it down, and you can unplug. There's 3 or 4 of these detents. So that's the next thing we need to do. We need to send the wiring harness off to get reconfigured. So that's why we're working on pulling this out first. Heater hoses, those all need to be pulled, and just everything. I mean, I'm missing some things here, but you know, all the wiring obviously that's connected to the chassis and all of your fluids, you know, your radiator and all that, pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to work on getting it rigged, and then there's still some wiring in the back of the starter and stuff, but in order to gain access, better access to that, I want to get it up on the hoist so I can have some room to work back there, because as you all know, it's tight working back there, so I just want to try and get a little bit more purchase. Alright, so with the load leveler and kind of adjusting this set screw, the adjusting part of the worm gear, we were able to get enough angle. We dropped it down initially with that transmission jack underneath there and just got it out. There's 5 or so connectors on the transfer case, electrical connectors you need to get out, and then use just another 500-pound ratchet strap on these little tabs here in order to take up the excess. Back here I thought I had a lot more wiring that needed to be undone that I didn't have access to, and I was going to try and get from the transmission tunnel inside the cab. And for that, you're just taking out the center shifter console, the bezel, all of that, and that'll lead you to this. Pretty simple, just a bunch of 10 millimeters. That shifter is going to drag on the transmission tunnel, so probably goof those threads up a little bit, but that's nothing that can't be fixed. That's obviously all the way pushed back into low or whatever. So yeah, obviously we want to get as much angle, stink bug angle as we can to get this to clear. And we're just gonna pull it out and throw it into here. I think it's probably the easiest to do it like that and just pull it all as one piece. Of course, you're limited to your space and the machines you have. If you have a 2-post lift, you just take the body off. Alright, so it's all out. We got it all put in a little trailer here, and I'm going to tow the gas engine with the diesel cruiser back to the house and then take this apart. Yeah, this is pretty much the end of the life of this. Most likely we'll sell it, or maybe not. guys, so the 1FZ is back home in the garage. Again, we pulled the transmission out with the engine. Just got sitting on some blocks for now. Figure out what we're gonna do with that later. I do actually have some plans for it, so you'll have to wait and see what we're gonna do with that. That needs to get put together, have all the parts for it, have the new oil pan now. So we're gonna get working on this. Now that that is out, we can ship off the wiring, just drive out the wiring harness to the person who's doing my swap. And yeah, some progress. Painted the P-pump, the Cummins beige, painted a couple of the other parts like the fuel lines black, get some nice contrast. And yeah, so that's it for this video. We got the engine pulled, relatively easy process. Took me 2 days of 6-hour shifts, whatever, if you will. Yeah, next is to work on everything with the engine out. So moving the steering brakes down to clear the oil pan for the Cummins, doing the body lift, etc., etc. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe for more Land Cruiser Cummins swap content. And until next time, I will not see you on the trails. See you on the trails eventually.